Donald Trump has frequently been using the term anchor baby when he's discussing his proposals on illegal immigration policy. Most of the other Republicans have stayed away from that term. It's considered pejorative. But we noticed more candidates are beginning to use it.
There's a very big question as to the anchor babies. In terms of anchor babies, that it is not covered.
There ought to be greater enforcement so that you don't have these anchor babies, as they're described, coming into the country.
Are you aware that the term anchor baby, that's an offensive term? People find that...
You mean it's not politically correct, and yet everybody uses it? So you know what? Give me a different term. Give me a different term. What else would you like to say? I'll use the word anchor baby. Excuse me. I'll use the word anchor baby.
Do you regret using the term anchor babies yesterday on the radio?
No, I didn't.
I
don't regret it.
You don't regret it?
No. Do you have a better term?
I'm not. I'm asking you.
Okay. You give me a better term, and I'll use it. I'm serious.
Language anchor baby. Is that not bombastic?
No, it isn't. Give me another word.
But you'll use anchor baby, right, as a phrase?
Yeah, look, I think that folks are too offended. I think folks today are too easily offended. They're too politically correct. The real issue here is, yeah, I'm happy to use the term, but the reality is the real issue here is we need to secure our border.
You know who's ready to come up with another term than anchor baby? How about babies, children, or American citizens, suggests Hillary Clinton on Twitter. David Drucker joins me. He's a senior congressional correspondent for the Washington Examiner. It's good to see you.
Good to see you, too.
You know, it's interesting because in 2011, the American Heritage Dictionary added anchor babies into its lexicon and got lambasted by the Immigration Policy Center. So it changed it. It said, in italics, offensive, used as a disparaging term for a child born to a non-citizen mother in a country that grants automatic citizenship to children. Is it clear to you why all of a sudden Donald Trump is happy to use it, and now Jeb Bush and Bobby Jindal are following suit?
Well, I think we know from watching Donald Trump that he has gone as far as he wants to on trying to end illegal immigration. Nothing's off the table for him, including rounding up by force of the government 11 to 12 million illegal immigrants and deporting them. And that's something that Mitt Romney refused to support. It's something that all Republicans have refused to support. So that explains Donald Trump. As far as the other Republican candidates, there are two things to understand here. One, when you're explaining, you're losing. And they're all trying to explain the use of the term and give me something else to use. They're losing. Number two, it's a loser issue for the Republican Party. They could be talking about the Iran deal, which the American public is skeptical about. They could be talking about the Planned Parenthood controversy, which their base is really angry about, and they might be able to make some headway in the public because of those videos. What are they talking about? Ending birthright citizenship and so-called anchor baby policy. They're losing the week, and they're losing the month.
But that means that Donald Trump is driving the conversation on two fronts. On illegal immigration, you heard Bobby Jindal say, oh, I think people are too politically correct. So political correctness is the second thing that Donald Trump seems to be driving the conversation and setting the tone for the Republicans.
That's right. That's how it's been this month. Look, all of this is very good for Donald Trump because he's touched a nerve with Republicans and conservatives or other people on the right that feel like their party and, in fact, the rest of Washington has just been too timid in discussing the problems that America faces.
Bobby Jindal, it's shocking a little bit because if Donald Trump had his way and repealed the 14th Amendment, Bobby Jindal would have been, if it had happened before his birth, he wouldn't be an American citizen. He wouldn't be able to run for president. His mom had moved here legally 6 months before Bobby Jindal was born, and then only after he was born became an American citizen.
And I think the biggest issue here is that Republicans are actually losing an opportunity to highlight their diversity. You have an Indian American, you have two Hispanics, you have an African American, you have a woman. It's the most diverse presidential field of any party ever. And this is something they can use in a general election. And Jeb Bush, who's white, speaks fluent Spanish and really understands Hispanic culture because of his Mexican-born wife. His children are biracial. They're throwing all of this out the window.
And Hillary Clinton's making the most out of this. She's got a new ad out today that mashes up all the people using anchor babies, and her tweet responding to it as well. She is getting a lot of mileage out of it. Should Republicans be worried about that?
What you want to do is try and show people why conservative policies can help them as opposed to focusing on a narrow issue. Like I said, the issue isn't border security. The issue isn't trying to end illegal immigration. That's not going to repel Hispanic voters. But when you talk about these very narrow, targeted issues that are divisive, that a very narrow part of the conservative or Republican base cares about and the rest don't, all you're going to do is scare away Hispanics, possibly for a generation. It happened in California after Prop 187. And that's what the Republican Party is setting themselves up with when they're They're running right now against a flawed Hillary Clinton who's got an email scandal that might go criminal, which could really damage her. She's got her own problems, and they're all cutting her some slack.
David Drucker, great to see you. Thank you.
Good to see you. Thanks.